Hey guys, Adam here at DirectionTrader.com. Let's do a daily recap for today and just go over some trades we took and some of the trades that we actually got into some no-fills on and why we took some and why we didn't. So, morning analysis is actually posted, and this is going to get posted on that same post. I'm going to start doing this, guys. I'm going to put the morning analysis blog on, and then whenever the room actually closes, I'm going to make this video and put it just down below. So, or maybe above it. We'll see. But this is going to be something new. So I'm just going to basically go over exactly what happened today in the room, why we took things, why we didn't, and move on forward. So let's start here in the S&P. We took 3 trades today. Tried to take about 6, but we got some no-fills on some crude trades and so on and so forth. But we can go over here. We can start here on the S&P and talk about why we're trading this and what some of the opportunities we had here. So we had kind of a quiet pre-market. So coming in, we really didn't expect some big moves. We kind of expected some small, just slow pullbacks, maybe no follow through. That is the opposite of what happened, guys. we had a slow market, and then when the market opened up, they opened the floodgates, and here we go. We were off to the races, and we were ready, but yet we didn't expect it. So big sell-off, big push-up. Momentum was still technically down. We took a kickstart trade here at 654. Took our first kickstart. We got a +2, -4 for a -2 total. That market did not continue to go ahead and push on down. It decided to respect this halfway pullback and push on to the upside. So first kickstart is a trade I take at all times, guys. It's not a discretionary trade. It's a very rules-based trade. The profit and loss is pretty well set in stone. So as a member, you're going to understand that's more of a beginner strategy, but I will take it every single time in the room today, or not today, every single time in the room for everybody to see. So we took 2 kickstarts today. I'm going to show you both. So first one, we didn't get the follow through we were looking for to the downside. Got stopped on the second half of the position. We had nice risk management, so moved on. Up here, we had on a 15-minute anchor chart. On a 15-minute anchor chart, we had some really good resistance coming through here, guys. And we said one of 2 things is going to happen. We have previous days low up above us at the 80s, and either we're going to push up to the 80s or we're going to sell off. So what happened? We had a test of resistance, sold off. Now we broke through it, so we were looking to buy this, but the market internals told us otherwise. We were starting to get weaker market internals. The actual tick was no longer making higher highs. It was actually making lower highs as we were pushing up here. So that's a big red flag, as this was making a higher high. The NICE tick, $TICK, was actually making a lower high and breaking lows. So I said no to this. Sure enough, we had a little push, created an M pattern to the downside. As we broke that resistance, I took a short at 8:11 Pacific, 11:11 on the Eastern Standard Time, for a nice +2, +7 for a total of +9. Nice little push to the downside. Now, we were learning a lot in the room today about Fibonacci's and how I use the extension levels. A couple new members had some questions, so I decided to go ahead and draw them in and tell them why. This is exactly why, guys. I use them for both entry and exit. Definitely for exit, but as you see here, as I went short at 8:11, we pushed on down. I had a 74.50 target, guys. Sure enough, the 618 fell right down here at the 74.25s. So in order to get that 74.50 filled, I had to have it come down to 74.25. That's why I front run that by a tick. Sure enough, came down to the tick, guys, just in time for it to head on up. Now, from there, we were looking for an obvious sell here to retest and sell on down to the downside. So, redrew them fibs, and we had a nice level come up here. Almost the same level we were trading at 8:11 for a short. I did not take this. The exact same reason I didn't take this was the reason I didn't take this, was the NICE tick. The NICE tick started to, on the way down, it was making nice lower highs and lower lows, but then it had this stuff go on. It actually, this is in respect to this, But as we're starting to make lower highs on price, we're making higher highs on the NYSE tick. So I canceled this once again, and I was only looking for long opportunities. I said no more down opportunities. I'm waiting for this thing to buy up. Sure enough, that would have stopped us. Ended up pushing right up to the upside just for us to get another kickstart to the long side, guys. We got another kickstart to the long side. If you're not familiar with the kickstart, come to the room. Detailed trading plan has all this in it. We got another kickstart here, guys, to the upside. I took it here for at 8:33, which is going to be alarming for any of you members that weren't in the room. You're like, wow, you traded after 8:30. You had to have managed it. Sure enough, I did. I took my +2, and instead of waiting for my final target like I should have, like I was supposed to, I managed it like a more of an advanced strategy, and I seen the internal starting to get a little bit weak, and I decided to take a 0 on my second target. It came down, flashed me out to the tick before it went on up to its final target. So not upset, guys. I had reasons for why I did it. Several guys in the room held on for the final target, which it hit to the exact tick, minus 23% for a kickstart trade. Kickstart, you need +2 and then minus 23% extension as your second target. That's what happened. +2, minus 23% extension, hit it to the exact tick before rolling over. So would have been a nice trade there for a 1-to-1 on the kickstart for the day. So not a bad day here in the ES. Let me go over and show you a couple no trades in the crude, and then that'll be it for this morning. Right here on crude, guys. Crude was one of them things that's been channeling down, and we knew that we weren't going to get a lot of action today. We were maybe wrong, but yet not terribly wrong, because there wasn't any measured moves. We thought out of the gate here, all right, things aren't moving too well early on. I'm going to go ahead and be patient. We got a nice push down here after the open. Measured move down. It moved down absolutely perfectly. Let me show you why I say measured move. Take from the high to these lows. And as you know, I'm a Fibonacci guy. So, as we were just short here, which I couldn't because we have price structure right here. I could not trade this because I would have had to short it into price structure. I decided not to. I decided to wait until we actually broke these previous lows. But as you see, it came down to the 618% extension exactly before turning. So at that point, I'm saying, all right, this is becoming a very technical market. So from then, I simply just decided to say, hey, this is a very technical market, so I'm just going to use my Fibonacci's. I'm going to draw from this previous high to this previous low. I'm going to front run them 50% by a couple ticks and be happy. I had an order out at 20. This thing came up to the 19s, did not fill me at 20s, came up to 19s once, sold off. Came up to 19s again, sold off. But what was scary about this is there wasn't any follow through to the downside. It would sell off a little bit just based on that, purely based on that resistance alone, and then the sellers would hold it up. Sell off again, and then the sellers would hold it up. So after the second test, and this wasn't able to follow through, I said, I'm not leaving my 20s out there to get beat up. So I pulled my 20 order just in time for this thing to go ahead and head on up to the upside. Does that make sense? We had a nice resistance here, guys. The market sold off, came up, did not give me that fill, sold off, did not have the sellers in charge that it needed to break the lows. It tried one more time. It did not get the push down to break through these lows that it needed. The buyers were still stepping in here. So why would I leave that order up there just above these highs so I can go ahead and get all these trail stops out? All these people that sold, they're keeping their stop exactly where my entry was. So I pulled my order. Sure enough, as soon as it came through, it shot through like a rocket. Good thing I took that out. That is using a little bit of experience on my side, but yet I noticed that the sellers didn't come in, so we actually canceled that order, and then we were actually looking for pullbacks, possibly for a trade to the upside. As you see, we didn't get any pullback here, guys. This thing went up, and then it stayed and went up even higher. The only thing I can show you maybe for a little bit of a lesson is this pattern I was talking about in here. People call it either an F pattern or maybe a bull flag. It can be called one of the two. Basically, when you have a push up and then it chops, it's a continuation technical pattern, and that's exactly what happened here, guys. After it broke out, went right up to that minus 23% extension of this high and low, which we know uses the Fibonacci level to the T. So kind of an okay day. Didn't get the trades that we were looking for. Now you can see we're just kind of chopping here into crude, but we didn't get the the fills we were looking for, but the ones we got were okay. So it was a nice calm day. Pretty good for a Monday, guys. Don't expect too much on Mondays. Everybody's a little slower getting to the office. Everything's just a little more lackadaisical, not quite so many measured moves. So pretty happy with having a good day. We had some members in the room really do well, especially some new members. I'm so happy to hear them making money now. They went through the progression. As a new member, I'm going to talk constantly about coming in, maybe watching me for a week or a week and a half or something like that, just to get the idea of how I do things. And then after you do that, sit down with me or yourself, whatever. I'm more than happy to plan some time with you to sit down and have a plan set up for you that fits your personality, some type of trading plan. After that, come in and simulate that trading plan, practice trade that plan for a week or two, whatever you need to get comfortable with it, and then come in and trade live. It's a progression. Don't just come right in and think you're going to be able to jump right into these markets. So good job for a couple of you today. I know one of you know who exactly what I'm talking about. He went live today, made some money today. It was an awesome day. So that's it for today's live trading room wrap up here is the results. So if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, adam@directiontrader.com. If you're interested in seeing what we do, just come take a trial. Come to the live trading room, take a trial, guys. Sit with me for a week and see if I fit your personality or just how you like to trade the market. See if you like what I do, and then you can make a judgment from there. So that's it for today. You members, I'll see you back here in the morning. If you're interested, come take a trial. Other than that, have a good afternoon.